You might not think that a few simple words can make you crave McDonald's breakfast sandwiches. But if you listen closely to the sound of me saying McGriddles, McMuffin, you might be wrong. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net. Check out The Ugly Club Podcast, Tuesdays on iTunes and ChristopherMedia.net. Christopher Media, let's make some noise.
What up, bitches?
Hey.
Oh. Finally.
Shit.
So it's Aaron.
There's been a lot of bumbling.
Like Aaron could be nude in the studio right now.
I'm going to put a filter on my voice just so I can fit in.
Is there a filter on my voice?
No, it's.
No, you sound
I'm the
awesome.
only one that's in studio, so.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys had the highs and lows rolled off. I can just put me through a phone filter and it'll sound like you guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm running through a high and a low pass filter, so there you go.
Oh, Jay, you sound pretty fucking badass audio quality wise.
Yeah, nice and clear.
Fucking better.
Yeah, tech guy.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay.
Jay, you missed the show for the whole family about racism and abortion.
God damn it.
And attempted shooting in Tennessee
Yeah.
by an apparent juggalo with a hatchet.
Jay, can you at least agree now, perhaps, maybe.
Let's start the
that
show first.
It should be hard to get a gun.
That should
All
be
right,
hard to get a gun?
It should be hard. It should maybe become a little harder to get a gun at this point. The last month and a half, kind of been I'm a supporter of having them.
But don't answer, because we're going to ask you that question again after we do this intro.
From Asthmacore Studios near Detroit, Michigan, it's Unregimented.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
118.
118, bitches.
I'm running out of things to say. I don't know. It's a lot of these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I'm rich. No, wait. God damn it. might have gotten into the sauce a little bit. I'm Chris.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Jay.
And I'm rich. Apparently,
You're
if you want
rich.
Me, just drink a little bit.
I have no idea who I am. Who are you people? How'd you get on this line?
Hey, I'll tell you what. You can have my debt if I can have your fucking paycheck. How about that? You can be me any day you want if that's the case.
Yeah, well,
Shit,
I'm
you
about
want to roll
house.
like that? You're buying a house?
Well, I'm gonna buy the house. You sure you want to make that trade, Rich?
No, because I if I can live off what I live off, shit, I wouldn't buy a fucking house. I'm just saying. I don't know. I had someone trying to tell me, what if you hit the lottery? What would you do? Fuck, I don't know. Move away and never tell you people where I went. Because then they'll be knocking on my door going, I need a loan. You still need one. Slam.
Dude, if I won the lottery, I would call a select group of people and be like, meet me at the airport. I'll tell you later.
Yeah. No time to explain. Get in the car.
Yeah, just meet me at the airport. We're all going to start a new life. I'll tell you on the plane. But anyway, Jay, welcome. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, it's been what, a month and a half since all four of us been together?
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah.
no shit. I missed you, man.
Oh, miss you too, dog.
No, I think I've been saying every episode I've been on that Rich hasn't been on that I missed him, right? Give props.
Oh, shit.
No,
I've missed you, man, with every bullet. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, with every bullet so far, yeah, right.
Oh, shit. No,
So
man.
I'm in wonderful Toronto right now, staring out the window wearing a robe, looking at the CN Tower.
Oh.
I'm in New Jersey in my boxer shorts.
Yeah, I got a Hyatt robe on because I want to get my gingerness all over it.
I've never taken advantage of the hotel robe.
I haven't either. This is the first time.
Apparently, they're very comfy from what I hear.
It's not bad.
Man, in Beverly Hills Cop. I mean, how much were It wasn't that Axel's parting gift to fuck, what was their name? Taggart and Rosewood. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was just on the other day. He's like, here, I just want you to know it's a sincere gesture here. I'm like, a robe? Really? They're really comfortable.
Hey, but that was 30 years ago, back when Eddie Murphy was funny.
Back when you could also get away with stealing a robe, and they wouldn't put it on your fucking credit card.
It's $40 now. It says it right in the closet. It says, if you would like a robe, please come contact the front desk. We'll be happy to provide you with a brand new one at a charge of $40.
I can't believe. Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
are they saying the one you're wearing now is used? Is that what they are implying?
Apparently.
Well, yeah, they wash them. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's like bedding. That's why I said I want to get my gingerness all over it. Hopefully, one of my red pubic hairs in their robe.
I just flash back to that scene in Dogma where Chris Rock falls from the sky and he's like, "Hey, big man, can I borrow your trench coat?" He's like, "Dude, do you want his junk rubbing on the inside of your armor? Come on, man." Oh, shit.
All right, well, this is supposed to be the lighthearted show, but we did, however, pose a question to Jay before we started recording.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Maybe I left it in, maybe I didn't. We'll know on Monday. But we were talking about the incident in Tennessee, I believe, today. Well, for us, it's today. For you, it was
Wednesday.
And just I posed a question to Jay. Like, we know I'm not a gun guy, but I am a supporter of you being able to have a gun. You know, I'm all about individual rights. However, the last month and a half kind of been out of hand with the gun violence.
Last like decade.
Yeah,
at least.
But I mean, really, this year, I mean, it's been like Obama made the speech. Like I've made this. You know, I've done this far too many times in my presidency. Should we make it super hard to get a gun now? I mean, it's Chris Rock, another reference to him. Or do we make the bullets cost like $10,000? Like, what do we got to do to stop this shit? Like, it's getting out of hand.
Okay, so it's hard for me to say this because I'm not in the country, but this country has, our country has more guns than people, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, okay, you make it harder to get guns. What do you do about the guns that are already out there? And the other question I have is, do I make it harder to get guns? I mean, you know how easy it is to get a gun if you just break into somebody's house? Like, that's some of these people are doing that. My response to this all, and I know it's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum, is let everybody carry a gun. An armed society is a polite society. You're talking this guy, a guy walks into a theater, right? And he shoots up a theater. The theater is a gun-free zone that has been pretty much established since, was a couple years ago when that fucktard opened up fire in a theater.
Yeah. At the Batman movie?
Right. So the first stuff, here's what's really going on, Chris. Fuck the gun situation. We have a media that is nothing but propaganda right now, and they are pushing whatever agenda they have been given to push. We are right now in the middle of a propaganda war, and it's flat out how it goes. Because now if you fly the Confederate flag, you're a fucking racist. Doesn't matter what it means to you. Doesn't matter. Now if you own a gun, it needs to be more difficult for me to go out and buy ammunition so that I can go out and enjoy a pastime that I really thoroughly enjoy. And I'm a law-abiding citizen, What happens when all of a sudden, forks, you're allowed to eat, forks make you fat? What happens then? I mean, I know I'm grasping at straws here, but I mean, this is what we're really looking at. Forget about what's being thrown at us in the news. Think about why it's being thrown at us. Okay? Right now, there's a war against guns.
But I mean, you can't argue with the things that have been happening, though. That's propaganda or not. You can't argue with the things that have been happening. It's not like
but they've always been happening. They're just in our face in a 24-hour news cycle.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, that's really what it is, Chris. I mean, I know what you're saying. I understand. Should we, as a dude, I'm in frickin' Toronto. You know how hard it is to get a gun in fucking Canada? There were literally just 2 people shot blocks away from where I'm at last night. So what does that do?
It reminds me kind of a conversation that I heard on, I can't remember what NPR show I was listening to, but they were talking about politics and some nasty business and some pettiness in politics, and the interviewer asked the panelist, well, don't you think that we should aspire to? This is a low point in our society, in the politics of our country, rather. And shouldn't we aspire to a time where people were more refined and could talk to one another? And he's like, what time are you thinking of in this country that politics wasn't nasty, brutal, money-driven business? It's right. Always been like that, and the culture of guns and gun violence has always been a part of our nation, and it's not a new happening.
If there was cell phone cameras in the Old West,
right?
Yeah, we'd have a totally different view of we wouldn't have the romanticized view of gunfighters facing each other, because a lot of motherfuckers were backshot back in the day. It was just as violent back then as it is these days.
I blame the media for all of this violence because they are making it such a huge deal.
Yeah, they're kind of romanticizing it. Yeah.
Well, they are. Thank you. I was looking for that word, but I've had a couple of drinks myself tonight. So the way I look at it, man, is they're romanticizing it, and not only that, but we have this Confederate flag stuff that's been going on, the racism stuff that's been being pushed up into the media as propaganda for us to be against things. The $15 an hour fucking wage for fast food workers, or whatever you want to look at, that's being pushed up to put the oppressed against each other. That's what's going on right now. So you push that, okay? Yeah, you've got these warped ass white kids, right, that have been raised in hillbilly heaven, right? And then they get angry at black people because they see what's being pushed across CNN and the 24-hour news cycle all the time in their fucking face all the fucking time and on the internet. And all of a sudden they're getting angrier. And I don't know exactly what happened in Tennessee, if it was a race thing or whatever. I'm talking about the last shooting that we had shoved in our face. And like the problem is not the guns, it's the psychology of our country, whatever, same thing, of our country. That's what it is. It's the fucking psychology of our country. It's blame the gun. Well, the gun didn't shoot anything, because you know what, I own a couple guns. They've never hurt anybody. Like I'm still waiting for them to jump up and freaking hurt me. So, you know, how do you make it so that only responsible people own guns? At this point, it's fucking impossible. So at this point, if you start taking people's guns away from them, the only people that are going to have them are the people who are not going to give them back. And who is that going to be? It's the people that own the stolen / illegal guns. So now you're disarming a legal population because of the fact that a few people have gone cuckoo loco. You know, you're talking, you have like, I'm just going to grab 300 or 200 million guns in the United States. Okay. Yeah. There's 300 million people, or maybe it's half, whatever, you know, let's say there's 100 million guns in the United States, right? I mean, and you're talking, we have 1,000 people getting killed. Well, more than 1,000. There's probably like 10,000 people that get killed every year, right? Out of 100 million guns, right? How many people get killed in car accidents every year? How many people die of cancer every year? How many people I mean, why?
But aren't we the company that has the most people killed by gun violence? You know, I'm not an advocate of gun control, but I mean, look at England. Like, didn't they outlaw them, and like the gun violence just fucking dropped dramatically?
Yeah, that's because they went house to house and fucking raided people's houses to take their fucking guns away from them.
Well, also,
and they're also, and the other thing is they're a minute. How many people live in the UK or in the UK compared to the United States?
It's size of
you still can't argue with statistics.
No, I can't. But I mean, dude, that means you're going to have people come through your house warrantless and look through your house just because.
Well, we also see other examples of what happens in this country when we criminalize things that have demand, like, say, drugs.
Right.
You know,
it doesn't fucking work.
How does prohibition
not only
work
does it not work, but yeah, we're creating a crime around it. So as soon as you make guns illegal, then you create this bigger black market for guns, because you have guys who are just looking to get a gun to have, because they're like, there's crazies out there, and I don't care if it's illegal, I want to have a gun in my home.
And then you're also creating a permanent underclass of people who have never committed a violent crime. They wake up on a Tuesday morning. It's perfectly legal for them to own the handgun they own. They went through proper channels to get it. And because they won't turn it over, now they're considered a criminal on Wednesday morning. And so we're going to create another permanent underclass, just like the drug war has done.
Right.
And it's a greater divide between the people in power and the people grabbing all the money, and the people at the bottom who are like, well, as long as I got my cable TV and my internet and, whatever, I'm happy. Just don't take that from me. Once again, idiocracy. Go away, I'm baiting. Here's the thing. That horse has already left the barn as far as trying to take guns away from people in this country, because there are enough people in this country who will you're going to have to roll a tank into their fucking house to get their fucking guns from them. That's just all there is to it.
They're going to own a tank too. Some of those people own tanks.
Yeah, you'd be surprised what you can buy if you have enough money and you really set your mind to it. You can buy a lot of shit that would make your neighbors uncomfortable to know you have sitting in your house.
Aphex Twin owns a tank, and he's British.
Who does?
Aphex Twin.
Oh.
Richard James.
Yeah, no, it's kind of, it's actually a true story. Everyone thought it was a myth for a while, because people have made up so much stories about the guy because he doesn't do a lot of interviews. He's a very private person. But yeah, he does own like some old-ass World War II tank.
Oh, and I'm sure it's decommissioned too.
Well, he can drive it. I think getting ammo for it is
about all he can do. He can go Grand Theft Auto and run over people, but he's not firing that.
Well, you can still do a lot with that. But yeah, the ammo is probably hard to get your hands on.
But I mean, this is one of those things that there really is no solution that I see.
There's not.
That's going to make everyone happy. Either you're going to have violence, and you're going to have violence no matter what, and people are going to use whatever they can to commit a violent act. And yes, guns are. I'm not even in Detroit anymore, but I bet you I can, within a half hour, if I make the right phone calls to people I know, have a gun that's completely untraceable sitting in my hand if I want to spend the money. But that's just all there is to it.
But isn't it also true that we have loopholes in our system that prevent us from actually enforcing the laws that we have agreed on as a nation when it comes to gun control? Because we do have gun control in this nation.
Yeah, we do.
You know, you have to register.
Like the gun show loopholes and stuff like that.
How about Chicago how about Chicago, where like has the most stringent fucking gun laws, yet there's more fucking killings by guns than any other city in the country. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on, man. It's just how it goes. It's because the fucking legal people can't own a gun.
Yeah, I actually have a fairly new friend who's from Chicago, and he, every time we talk, he's like, "Hey, did you hear about what happened in Chicago?" I'm like, "No." And there's just like horror story after horror story about violence and crime and stuff, and I'm like, whoa, how come Chicago isn't being held with their feet to the fire like Detroit is? And he goes, because you have nice parts of Chicago. And I'm like, well,
touche.
I guess, all right. As Chris says, I'll disagree with you when I feel you're wrong.
Well, yeah, you can walk around Chicago. You can walk around downtown Chicago at 3 a.m. and not fear for your safety.
Oh yeah.
Try doing that in downtown Detroit. Maybe a couple blocks, sure.
Yeah, Greek town.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, that's it.
But you don't see people hanging out at Tiger Stadium or not Tiger Stadium. What do they call it now?
Comerica Park.
Even when they go out to the stadiums, it's like, all right, time to go back home.
Time to get our asses back across Telegraph or 8 Mile. Let's go.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, so basically, like, question is like, should it be harder to get guns? Well, first of all, I don't think it should be easy to get a gun. But on the other hand, it's like there's got to be another fix here, man. Because like we already have so many guns out there, you can't take them all away. That's like Bernie Sanders. Part of his platform he was talking about was the fact that he wanted to eliminate all firearms that were not hunting related. So. Do you want the cops to be the only people with guns? I mean, is that what you want? Because that's what it is, dude. That's what it's going to be. It's just
seeing how things have been going the last 2 years. The answer is no.
Right, exactly. And so that's the thing is like, okay, where do we stop giving up our freedoms for our quote unquote security? Because there is no security, because the people who are supposed to be providing us security are fucking killing more people than the people who own firearms. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, I've seen that argument in person and online. Yeah.
Legally,
hey, next time you have someone breaks in your house and tries to rob you, call a crackhead. Don't call 911. And then someone will come back with, well, if the cops that I've been seeing online are the ones that are going to show up, I'd rather call a crackhead.
I mean, I'm not saying that
unless the crackhead is black.
And here it is. I just totally I made myself a hypocrite right there by saying that exact statement is because of the fact that that's all media driven right there, man. It's all driven by the fact that the information we have is crammed down our fucking throat. And you know what? Hey, man, you fuck with cops, you're going to get fucking killed. There's ways not to get killed by the police, Mm-hmm. I mean, granted, yeah, they may be assholes or whatever you want to think of the police,
for starters, whatever. Don't be black.
Well, no, it's not that.
Have you tried not being black lately?
How about don't be a fucking dipshit, Just don't be a fucking dipshit.
Come on.
I'm in that camp.
Yeah, right.
People are dipshits.
Yeah, I know
people
you're
are going to,
but I'm
people
just
are
saying
bullheaded dipshits.
It's the general you.
They don't deserve to be shot.
Yeah. No, well, I don't know.
Jay's point is don't give guys a reason who are looking for a reason. That's Jay's point.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you scare these guys and, whatever. I mean, these guys deal with, like, disrespect and fucking, people hate them just for doing their job, so it tends to breed a certain type of mentality into them to where, it's like dude, we cannot even comprehend what those guys have to go through every day. We can't.
And back to the media too, Jay. I mean, we could make this point that the media never tells us about we made this point in the last podcast because it won't get you eyeballs, but you never hear about the stories of the perhaps polite black gentleman who said yes sir, no sir, and were sent on their way.
How was that a story?
Well, no, you're never going to hear that story.
Well, this last Saturday, I'm on my way to work. I'm driving through a suburb, and I'm making a right-hand turn. It's a completely legal right-hand turn. Next thing I know, I hear whoop. I look in the rearview mirror, and I have a cop in my rearview mirror with his lights on. I'm like, what the hell? Do I have a taillight out or something? Pull over into a parking lot right next to a wrecker who hauls for the police department in the city of Westland. And I pull up into a parking spot, kill the engine, put my hands on top of the steering wheel. After I roll the window down, the cop walks up. How you doing today, officer? And he goes, hey, are you so-and-so? And he used my full name. I said, yes, I am. He goes, you have 2 warrants out for your arrest? I said, excuse me? He goes, yeah. You have 2 license suspensions and 2 warrants out for your arrest on both of them. I said, wait a minute. Out of what? Okay, hold on. You just blew the wheels off my mind here. What's this coming from? And turns out that when the tickets I had thought I had cleared up, I had made a court date because the officer told me when I was pulled over that I had to make a court date on civil infractions, which was not correct information. You do not have to make a court date on civil infractions.
Hey, you just pay them bitches.
And that's what I did. But I made a court date, and then my boss wouldn't give me the time off. He needed me to work. I called. I said, can I get the court date moved? They said, fax us this information. I did. They adjourned it, and then they postponed it. And then the address they had was an address that I haven't lived at in 5 years. And they sent the paperwork there, and they got a return to sender on the paperwork, said, well, he never showed up for court date he made, so we're going to suspend his license on both these civil infractions and put a warrant out for his arrest on these infractions. And I'm sitting there looking at the cop going, it's Saturday afternoon. I'm going to jail. I'm gonna sit and it's St. Clair Shores was whatever I was out of. Wonderful. And I'm in Westland, and the cop's like, you're within 100 miles. I mean, you couldn't have made it any easier for me where you pulled over. The wrecker's right there. I'm 3 blocks from the police station. I can take you in, but I'm not going to. And I was like, okay. And he gave me a ticket for driving on a suspended. He said, get it taken care of, bring it in, and we'll go from there. I said, okay. Let me make a phone call. And I had a buddy who's not on a suspended license come pick up me in my car, drove it back, parked it at his house, cleared everything up with the court. And, I'm legit again. But I had to wonder, when he told me that, I was like, I've never had a cop look at me and say, you have a warrant for your arrest. When I wasn't a kid, when I was a kid, I didn't give a fuck. Fuck you. I'd talk to them like they were subhuman.
And you'd get the free car ride.
Yeah, exactly. The zip cuffs would come off. They put the handcuffs on and toss me around in the back a little bit and then say, okay, smart ass, how your parents going to feel? And I'm like, well, one's in Florida and one's up here, and the one that's up here is out drinking all night. So it's going to be a long night for both of us. And that was my attitude. Now it's not. And I had to wonder in the back of my mind, was this for some other reason besides this cop just didn't want to do the paperwork and he didn't want to call St. Clair Shores and have them say, we're not picking them up till Monday morning. So that means they're holding me in a cell or they have to let me go, et cetera, et cetera. Was it for some other reason? When it comes to the cops, I don't know. Everything that's happened in the last couple of years has put it in my head. Every time I've thought, hey, I'm going to let you off with a warning, I'm like, thank you for being awfully pale. I don't know, man. It's something that runs through my head now and probably will until the day I die. I just, would have things turned out differently if I was a black guy driving through Westland with a warrant out? Probably. I'd bet some big money that the odds would not be in my favor, that I would not have been sitting in jail. So I totally get it. And at the same time, I understand. I have a friend who's, a very old friend of mine. We go back a long ways, and he's a police officer. And he's like, you don't understand the shit we put up with. And everybody is human. They have bad days. He's like, I've had them. I've had people where I was just like, look, it's in your best interest just to shut the fuck up at this point. I'm trying to help you, and you're sitting here cussing me out because you're like, I wasn't going to give you a ticket. I was going to give you a verbal warning, and now you're calling me a motherfucker and a cocksucker and every other thing.
Yeah, but we're talking about shooting of unarmed people.
Now,
how does it escalate to that?
How does it escalate to that? How does any heated conversation between any conversation that starts off as a disagreement?
If I want to mouth
violence between two people, the cops are still people too. That doesn't mean they're infallible just because they have a badge.
If I'm stupid enough to mouth off to a cop, my consequences should be going to jail, not getting shot.
Not getting shot, yeah.
That should be off the table. That is not acceptable behavior.
Okay, Aaron, the cop goes to arrest this person that's giving him a hard time, right? Yeah. And all of a sudden, the fucking guy punches him or whatever, or tries to take his gun or whatever. Well, now it just escalated into getting shot.
I will say this.
That's how it escalates.
When I was pulled over Saturday, something I've only seen
Yeah, but that's
twice.
not what we're talking about. We're talking about these examples of unarmed people not going for a cop's gun, getting shot.
Right.
Recent examples.
Okay, I will say this: getting pulled over this last time on Saturday, This is only the second time I've seen this when I've been pulled over, and both times before, or excuse me, this is only the third time I've seen this. Both times before this time, it was when I was a teenager in a car full of teenagers. The cop came to the door with his weapon drawn down by his side. And I mean, like, homeboy was like not showing me any part of his body he didn't have to. I mean, this dude was like in full defense mode walking up on that car. And I'm just like, wow. I mean, I get it, but
there's nothing wrong with that.
That kind of put me on edge. I'm like, why are you?
Well, that seems a little excessive. Your warrants were for like non-violent shit.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, they had a warrant for the one guy that shot in the back over fucking child support. And he ran, and what'd they do? They shot him in the back and then dropped the fucking, the taser by him, and so he tried to grab the taser. And if the video hadn't been rolling, no one would have questioned it.
Yeah, but the key phrase in what you just said, though, is he ran.
Hey, Chris, I want to, well, hang on, guys. Okay. I want to bring this back around to the original scenario original reasoning we just started discussing this, and that was Tennessee, right? The hatchet guy?
Yes.
He had a fucking airsoft gun.
He had an airsoft gun?
It was an airsoft pistol that resembled a handgun, police said.
So this sounds like some suicide by cop shit, man.
Yeah, a hatchet-wielding man armed with what turned out to be a pellet gun attacked a movie patron at a theater outside of Nashville Wednesday and sprayed others with pepper spray before he was shot dead by police. Nashville police were called on a report of a suspected active shooter situation at the Carmike Hickory 8 Theater in the suburb of Antioch around 1:15 p.m., and a police officer who entered the theater said the suspect pointed what appeared to be a gun at the officer. Nashville police officer, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the suspected firearm turned out to be an airsoft pistol that resembled a handgun. The suspect was identified by police, 29-year-old Vincent David Montano, and most recently in Nashville. He was shot dead by SWAT officers as he exited the theater rear door. Montano appeared to have had a history of mental illness. Nashville police spokesman said he was committed twice, each in 2004 and 2007. So, he didn't have a gun.
Okay. So, I mean, we can stop talking about it?
Sure.
All right.
But I'm just saying. But here's the thing. The headline for what I just read to you, police respond to report of gunman at theater.
Yeah, report of gunman.
Yeah.
But
whether it was airsoft or not, people were like, this guy's in the theater, he's got a gun.
Every story that I read today.
So how about we make airsoft guns harder to get?
Wait a minute, hold on a second.
But they don't look like like real gun. It's not like the gun you go buy at Toys R Us. It's got the fucking fluorescent tip on it.
Time out, guys. Time out. In Tennessee, I know this. At least in 2006, there's a town outside of Chattanooga called McDonald, Tennessee. That's actually where some of my family lives. Some of them actually live in Chattanooga. In McDonald, Tennessee, they banned airsoft guns for a while because of that reason right there. Because they looked so realistic. So
I had a BB gun when I was 19 that I could have fucking held up a liquor store with. It looked like a real fucking gun.
I'm just saying that's already been on the table. So it's not like this is a far-fetched thing to where it looks too real. I mean, it's the same reason. Remember when we were kids, the toy guns we had, they didn't have no orange tips. Those shits looked. I mean, from a distance, they look damn real. Now they make them like day glow orange and shit. The whole thing.
Yeah. Because some kids got shot by cops. And the toy gun manufacturers had to be like, let's make these not look like real guns.
But here's the thing.
If you get down to it, too, he pointed something that looked like a real gun at an officer. You're bad, man. You're bad.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I've been really thinking about the issues that have been going on lately and the things that I've been thinking about and the fact that how motivated my thoughts have been by actual, just snippets of news that I hear and see on every type of news source that I ingest, for lack of a better word. And it's just like, wow, we are literally in the middle of a propaganda war in our country. Mm-hmm. That is flat out it. And that's what we need to see.
Last episode, Chris and I were talking, and we, both of us were like, we've kind of unplugged, and Aaron was like, whoa, and took us to task for a minute. But you're putting it in a more eloquent way than I did. I mean, I'll admit that right off, rip, is that it's just like it's the same 1.5 to 2 minute stories that touches on all the panic points. And it doesn't get deeper about anything. It's just like, okay, what's the most inflammatory parts of these stories that we can bring up? And they just completely gloss over everything else or just fail to mention it. And that's why it's like, I just have to go, look, I have friends, I go in their house, the news is on. That's just wah, 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 white noise to me.
Yeah. Charlie Brown's teacher.
Yeah. I'm just like, why you watch TV for news? It's like going to MTV for music. I don't even understand. But,
yeah.
But, more power to you. I watch Fox 2 every morning. It shows. You know,
and as much as I hate him, the lines in of Don Henley's song "Dirty Laundry" just ring truer and truer each and every day.
Yep.
Well, how many of us, when we were in Specs, people were like, I want to be on air as far as a newscaster. And we were looking at each other going, you ain't pretty enough, buddy. Or
yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Like, there was maybe 3 people in our class who were honestly good looking enough to, in society standards, to be on air. And that's about it. And there was probably, I'm going to say, about good 10 people who had aspirations to be an on-air personality in front of a camera. And I'm like, you better go radio.
Yeah, no,
I
right?
don't know what to tell you, buddy.
No,
but anyway.
It's really been in my thoughts lately, and it's funny that you brought up a news story, and that's what fired me off on that. So I don't know, just I'm sick of it. You know, like I seen a video the other day that a guy was driving down the street, total redneck, right? Okay. Driving down the street in a pickup truck. He's got huge Confederate flags flying off the back of his fucking truck. Hispanic dude gets out of his car, walks behind the guy's vehicle, and rips the flags off his vehicle. Is that right? What the fuck gives you the right to take my shit?
But we all know that he got the reaction he wanted, though. He pissed someone off enough to have an excuse to fucking, you're going to put your hands on my shit? There we go. It's enough an excuse for me to fucking act a fool now.
But he didn't. No, the guy stayed in his truck. He didn't act a fool.
Yeah, and you are presuming. I mean, people do fly this flag for non-racist reasons.
And I'm sorry I'm bringing back a Confederate flag. I was just using it as an example.
Yeah.
No, I got
just
you.
Like that is what's happening to our country. It's just the media, whoever's agenda gets pushed into the news cycle, all of a sudden it totally polarizes our country. I mean, we are totally polarized right now. And it's like, not only are we polarized, now we're subpolarized within the polarization, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
we've polarized the polarization.
Exactly. So it's like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Well, you're saying the extremes have moved further out from the center and less relatable to the common man.
Yeah,
and that's what I said. The common man sits by and just shakes his head at all this and goes, you gotta be fucking kidding me, right?
Right.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is the common man, we're losing our rights. Because we're not doing anything. Because we're too busy fucking working and paying the goddamn taxes of the country to fucking make the country run.
Or getting wrapped up in issues that don't matter, or just tuning out completely because we're frustrated.
Right. So
no, that's like I had a conversation with a friend. I said, when I was younger, the big argument was, are we going to be 1984 or is this going to be Brave New World? Are we going to be Orwell or Huxley? And I'm like, we're kind of both right now. Like we were so busy arguing over which one we were going to be. They just smashed those two together, fed it to us.
And the government said yes.
We're on the beginning.
That's a beautiful analogy, Rich.
Yeah, it is. We're on the beginning of a boiling point. Like we're at the very first bubbles of the boiling point.
I'll be dead in 30 years. Thank God.
I think it's going to happen in 20.
Jay doesn't know this, but he's making a total liar out of me.
Why?
At the end of the last episode, I promised a lighter fare.
Oh, kiss my ass, everybody. I haven't been around in a while. And I got asked a serious question, and I've had this shit in my brain for weeks.
Jay gives less than a fuck about your serious show or your lighthearted show.
You just named the episode, Jay. I'm calling this "Kiss My Ass," everybody.
Well, hey man, it happens. I mean, we've had shows where when we started doing the multiple show format, we were like, okay, that one was the heavy one. All right, let's take a break. You know, might set the mood, try to get it a little bit lighter, and we might start off lighter, and halfway through, we're just looking at each other going, God damn, we're back into some dark shit.
Well, I mean,
how'd that happen?
I'll apologize to the listeners and Aaron. You know, I did this just because this is just a question I wanted to ask Jay because I know he's pro gun. And
yeah, but to me,
I wanted him to weigh in on it.
Yeah, right. And to me, it's not even a gun issue. It's not. It's a propaganda issue at this point.
But you also hit on some things in the story that we've talked about before, mental health.
Well, yeah. I think maybe let me see if I can put it this way. To me, the way Jay described it is how I feel about the military. It's like I know a lot of people who went in the military for completely different reasons than what is portrayed as like, okay, you just want to go in and kill people. No, it's called a poverty draft. They wanted to get money for college. They wanted to have, that sign-in bonus so they could, whatever, have a place for their wife and their kid to live. And yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to do a year overseas, but whatever, I'm going to Germany. I'll spend a couple, 72-hour leaves in Amsterdam, and then all hell breaks loose. We've been at war for 15 years? I mean, and now it's like, yeah, now you got I want to go kill me some Hajis type people in there. But the people that were in there when the shit hit the fan were like, oh, fuck, this isn't what I signed up for. Yeah. And I kind of feel torn because it's like, yeah, you have people in the military who are just bloodthirsty cocksuckers, and maybe that's the best place for them. If you want to kill people, the military is probably a good place for you. Go be the knuckle dragger that you are. Be all you can be. But at the same time, there's a lot of people in there who are in there for the education, any of the other things I've touched on, and it's one of those issues. It's like I feel two ways about it, but in the end, in my mind, I have to support most of the people I know in the military, because most people I know are just like, I just want to go home and fucking get this over with and pay for college and have a normal life outside of this shit. I mean, I've rarely talked to a combat vet who's like, man, I'm so glad I went over there and started blowing people up and, got hit with an IED and shit. Boy, that just made me feel alive. It's just... No, man, it often has the reverse effect. Like when I graduated high school, my dad was in the Navy. He went to Vietnam. And when I got out of high school, I was told, I would be like...
No fucking way.
Yeah, I was basically told everything short of, I will disown you if you join the military. Yeah.
Yep.
And by the way, Rich, Hajis are Indian people. Camel jockeys, please.
Oh, my bad.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for listening, liking, and sharing Unregimented on Facebook and following Unregimented on Twitter at UnregimentedPod. If you like Unregimented, please tell a friend to visit ChristopherMedia.net. You can subscribe to Unregimented on iTunes for free just by clicking through the iTunes banner at ChristopherMedia.net. You can also show your support for Unregimented when you buy something on iTunes just by clicking through the iTunes banner at ChristopherMedia.net. It won't cost you anything extra, and it shows your support for Unregimented. While you're on iTunes, please remember to write a review and rate Unregimented 5 stars. Just click on the iTunes banner at ChristopherMedia.net. Android users can listen to Unregimented for free at ChristopherMedia.net by clicking on the Stitcher radio player on our homepage. You can also listen to Unregimented for free at TuneIn.com or by downloading their free TuneIn radio app. Don't forget, you can always listen to Unregimented for free across any platform just by going to ChristopherMedia.net. Make sure to check out all of the podcasts on ChristopherMedia.net. Mondays and Fridays, you have Unregimented. Reach us at UnregimentedPod on Twitter. Tuesdays and Fridays, you have the Weedsman Podcast. Find those guys at the Weedsman420 on Twitter. Wednesday, you have the Projection Booth, projection-booth.com, or at ProBoothCast on Twitter. Saturday, you have the Captain's Table at Captain's Podcast on Twitter. You can also check out one of our new shows, well, new to us. It's the Ugly Club Podcast. It's another movie podcast, but these guys go with more of a theme each week rather than just one movie. You could check them out at Ugly Club Podcast on Twitter or uglyclubpodcast.com. If you like Unregimented and want to show your support for Unregimented, you can donate to Christopher Media by clicking through the PayPal button at ChristopherMedia.net. If you use Amazon.com, please click through the Amazon banner at ChristopherMedia.net and bookmark the link. It won't cost you anything extra, and when you buy something, you will show your support for Unregimented. If you're looking to launch your own website, please click through the HostGator banner at ChristopherMedia.net. That's who we use to host Unregimented. When you sign up for HostGator by clicking through the banner at ChristopherMedia.net, you are helping to support Unregimented.
What about, you guys hear that they found the wing of the Malaysian flight?
Yeah, they found the plane.
Where was it?
They found it washed up on an island beach in the Indian Ocean.
Wow.
And they confirmed that it was from the flight.
I know, right?
MH370. What did you say, Jay?
That's been like a year.
Yeah, the Malaysian flight.
It's been 17 months.
Wow.
Well, I think at this point we've all ruled out the lost scenario, right? I mean, those people are dead.
Right. Well, okay, so let's see. Somebody had a statement about this. Prime Minister Najib Razak. He says, it's with a heavy heart that I must tell you that an international team of experts have conclusively confirmed that the aircraft debris found on Reunion Island is indeed from MH370. Okay, so I kind of understand the heavy heart thing because you have some very serious news, but what was the better case scenario that you were imagining? That they were all they were like, magically transported somewhere and you just haven't found them yet?
Well, I mean, how do you
found a
word
rip
that?
in the space-time continuum?
Like, in the big picture, this is good news because it's one step closer, at least, to figuring out what happened, which is the only relief that the family members of the people who have disappeared, who have died, have. I mean, that is like, they just want to know what happened at this point.
But not to sound like a cold, callous asshole here, but
I'm the one sounding
is
like
there
a cold,
anything else
callous.
that could have happened at this point? It's been like a year and a half.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they're dead. This is good news that we're finding some evidence of what happened. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that that in his statement he said that he had a heavy heart.
I just don't understand how we can lose a fucking plane. I mean, we all have GPS. You know what I mean?
I personally think that bitch was shot down.
I think you're right.
I think it entered some airspace it wasn't supposed to enter.
Yeah, some freaking missile or some submarine saw it and decided use it for target practice.
It was like, whoops, my bad. Hit the reset button. Hey, this ain't Xbox, buddy. The reset button don't work.
Yeah.
This is real life. Yeah, but there again, hey, look, 17 months ago, man, that was all the rage. It dominated everything. Now it's like, hey, we found the wing. Yay. Yeah, it's the short attention span theater, man. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I'm sitting here like,
I don't know.
We did talk about that for a couple episodes, didn't we? That was like fascinating. Now it's like, yeah, we found the wing. All right.
I'm still interested.
No, I'm not. I'm speaking totally for myself, and I'm just saying.
Yeah, and this is actually a legitimate case of there was just nothing to report. I mean, this fucking plane disappeared, and nobody had any evidence of what. There's nothing else to talk about. I mean, we talked about it, for like 2 months. It was like, what the fuck happened? But we had no new information on it.
Yeah. I mean, and once again, how much can you beat that dead horse into the ground until it's like, okay, on to the next one?
No, they did beat it into the ground, and then they beat it further into the ground, and then beat another horse on top of it, and beat them both into the ground.
They beat it in the dust and bones, and then they cloned the horse from the dust and bones, and then they beat that horse to death again.
Yeah, they had a big pile of horses they were just beating to the ground.
And then you put another horse on top of that horse, beat it to within an inch of its life, revived it, then beat it to death.
There were more dead horses than Cosby rape victims. Holy shit. Too soon?
See what you did there.
Oh, good for you. I heard something about Jared got busted for having a text message.
Kitty for it?
No. No. It was like, I guess there was a text message, like basically that implicated that he had paid for sex with a 16-year-old.
Okay, well, first of all, a 16-year-old is the age of consent in most states. You can get married at 15 in Florida.
Yeah, but if that's true, though, that is damning for him because this is hot on the heels of his business manager getting caught with child porn.
Right.
And there was, of course, he's going to be questioned about whether he was involved, and he denied everything. And without proof, I was inclined to believe him. I'm not inclined to believe that anybody is into child porn because I just don't understand how you could be.
Yeah.
But, it just because you work with a guy doesn't mean that you're involved with the same shit that he's involved with. But to now find out that he's, seeking, whether it's underage in the state that he did it in or not. I mean, 16 for any...
That's underage, dude. 18.
16 is always underage when you're an adult. You get away with that shit when you're like 19, maybe.
Yeah.
Actually, there was
17.
The way I've always looked at it for my own personal moral compass is if we could have met in high school and I was a senior and she was a freshman, okay, I'll throw my fucking, whatever. I'll play those odds, all right?
Well,
but once I hit like 20, why am I even fucking around with a chick in high school? I wasn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was like no. And if she still is in high school, we better have been together since she fucking, like I was a sophomore and she was a freshman, and we've been together all this time, or whatever the fuck. To me, it's creepy. It really is. But at the same time, I find it funny that a lot of the people who are like shitting all over, like, we need stringent, 16, that's too young, that's too young. I'm like, yeah, but aren't you like the Christian people say be fruitful and multiply, and when a girl gets her period, technically isn't she a woman in the Jewish community and blah, 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 and you're a man at 13 in the Jewish community? All these religions have all these rules, but all of a sudden, nope, hey.
No, come on.
Hey. Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
You're
when you have your bar mitzvah,
you're
you are
not
13,
wrong,
you are considered
but
a man in the Jewish community.
Is
that a fact or not?
These are concepts that we've modified, thankfully, for our society these days.
Yeah, because life expectancy isn't 29, 30 anymore. So we don't need to start fucking at 13, 14 and having kids. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not pro-religion, but you're just going to blindly lump religion in with statutory rape. Then I'm not going to go along with that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm good.
Kind of goes hand in hand.
Anyway,
there,
okay.
Sorry.
So there's a story. There's a story about a Michigan girl that was online chatting with this 19-year-old kid from Indiana, right?
Okay.
She tells him that she's 17, and he drives out, meets up with her, and they have sex.
How old is he?
19.
Oh, okay.
I said that.
Sorry.
Turns out the girl's 14.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
And the police were already called because the girl skipped out and didn't come home that night or wasn't home on time. And mother calls the police. Daughter's missing. They find out she was with this kid. And so now he is arrested and charged with statutory rape. He's actually trying to, let's see. There's been a request for resentencing from his lawyer because, well, he got 90 days in jail. And now they want to put him on the sex offender list.
Well, of course. Yeah, you get on that list for taking a piss in public if the wrong cop catches you.
For 20, you're on that list for 25 years. So for the next 25 years of this young kid's life, he unless he actually gets resentenced, he's not going to be able to get a decent job.
Well, they said they were chatting online. I mean, they don't have evidence that she deceived him.
That doesn't matter.
That's not.
It does not matter.
That's not in the law. Yeah.
That's like, you know. Here we go.
Right.
Let's just open this fucking Pandora's box. It's like a woman goes, "I was raped," and it's a false accusation. That dude's life is ruined. She's just okay, whatever. Yeah, technically it's a crime, but it's like fucking perjury. How many people get on the stand and lie? How many people are actually doing time for perjury?
That is such a rare case. That is a 1 in a billion case of a woman who is willing to come out publicly and say that she was raped when she was not.
And you're telling me it's a rare case?
Cross.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. What I'm saying is that woman committed a crime by lying, okay? Mm-hmm. This 14-year-old...
No, she didn't.
It did not commit a crime by lying in the eyes of the law, and she just fucked some dude's life for the next 25 years. And, well, you know, hey, that's just the world we live in, right? It's no different than if a 30-year-old teacher fucks a 15-year-old student and the teacher's a male, that's horrible. Throw his ass in prison. If it's a female, half the guys I know would be like, nice. It's the shit. South Park made a whole episode about it. It's a double standard.
Where's the double standard in this
She
story?
can lie about her age, and that's not a crime.
It's not a
bullshit.
crime. You can't. It's not a crime, and you can't go back and retroactively make it a crime just to charge her.
I didn't say retroactively make it a crime. Make it a crime from here on out. You lie about your age, you are responsible for lying about your age.
And I'm not even saying he should be absolved. I'm saying she should have repercussions too.
How can she have repercussions when she didn't break the law?
She just gets a freaking timeout, and the dude gets 25 years of fucking.
She told him
pedophile.
She told him she was 17 and she was 14.
Okay,
I could be considered a crime. I'm not saying he shouldn't have any repercussions for it, but I'm saying she should have some too. She can't. Okay, that ship has sailed. I can get behind you if you're going to say, going forward, we should look at making this a crime.
Exactly. That's
but
what
you can't say, oh, we should make up a crime to punish this girl with because we're mad at her.
No. You see, that's where you read way too much into what I was saying.
You guys both are like, she should have repercussions.
Yeah, she should. There's a lot of things in this world that should happen that don't. That doesn't. I'm not saying go make a crime and then retroactively punish her for it. What I'm saying is, okay, this happens. Here's the deal. Now it's a crime from here on out. So go ahead, Miss 14, 15-year-old, get on your computer and lie to a guy. Go to some fucking party at Michigan State and lie to some fucking dude and say, no, I'm 17, I'm 18. I'm up here visiting my cousin or whatever, and you're really 15. Okay, you lied. We have proof of it. You're going to fucking be. You have to pay for that.
Unfortunately, I think that's what we have civil suits for. That's just not. I don't see the law as controlling that. I think if you want to go after the law, then you have to have some sort of exception for cases where we're not talking about a 40-year-old predator. We're talking about one horny teenager trying to hook up with another horny teenager.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be some flexibility in the law or something that makes an exception for a kid like this that gets in this situation. That's the situation that we have now, where, yeah, like I was saying, not going to be able to get a job. These days, you probably won't even be able to get married or have a decent relationship because anybody can search and find all kinds of shit out about you. And they see you're on the sex offender list, then you're not getting a second date.
You better hope it's like the sex offender list for the city you're in is like a city I used to live in that explains your crime.
Right.
You better hope it does that and it doesn't just lump you all in. There was different colors, and it said, it didn't go into detail like had sex with a 15-year-old or whatever, but there was, criminal sexual conduct, public exposure, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, different colors were assigned to different people that their name and address were up there.
Okay, but you're still all on the list.
No, exactly.
Right,
but that's your only shot once you're on that list of explaining yourself and hopefully find someone who goes, okay, I kind of understand your situation.
Yeah, it doesn't
I'll give you a shot.
Way. Or perhaps you date in rural communities where there is no internet.
Hey, Ellie Mae. Hey, you got them internets?
Right.
No? Hey, I'm your dream man.
His only hope is farmersonly.com.
There you go.
I got a jacked up F-150 with some mud tires on it. Let's go. Yeah.
No, I just for me, this story, the focus is the law as it affects this kid. I mean, go ahead and be mad at the chick if you want. It's just not the issue for me. No, if you're going to start making it illegal for people to lie to other people, I mean, you're going to have to start charging a lot of people.
It is illegal. There was a guy walking around who knew he had full-blown AIDS, and he was having unprotected sex with women, and they tried him for fucking murder on every count.
Right, because he was intentionally trying
even the ones who
to harm
didn't catch HIV, they tried him for attempted murder.
Right.
I'm like, really?
I know. Because of his intent, right? What's this girl's intent? She lied about her age because she wanted to impress the guy because she wanted to fuck him.
Yeah, and that should be a crime. I'm not saying that she needs to be on a sex offender list or whatever, but I don't feel he needs to be on a sex offender list.
People.
Let him do his 90 days. Wait.
Yeah, if
lying to people. Let me say this: you're saying that lying to people in order to have sex with them should be a crime.
Yeah, then every single person who's ever had sex will be in jail.
Right.
I get where you're going with the joke.
And if it's not a joke. It's not a joke. When you talk about law, you have to extrapolate to the nth degree. And you have to, every law that you come across, you have to consider how can that eventually apply to my life and affect the decisions that I make in my personal freedom.
If her deception led to him committing a crime, she should have repercussions.
Exactly. I'm sorry. I think what she ruined someone's life worse than a guy selling a fucking ounce of fucking weed to somebody.
He thought he was.
Yeah, you're going to do more time.
He thought he was having sex with a 17-year-old. That was the premise that they hooked up under. She lied.
Yeah.
There should be repercussions for that. He would. I mean, I don't know the gentleman personally, but I bet you if he knew she was 14, he'd have probably been like, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, prank caller, click.
Yeah, no, she's 17, I'm 19, yeah, whatever. I mean, we all used to be teenage guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just, like I'm saying, I'm not saying, yes, he had sex with a 14-year-old. He should have some repercussions. But if her deception led to him committing this act, she should have some too. That's just it. I don't know. It seems a little fucked up to me.
Look, his fate is sealed.
Yeah,
that's
not necessarily. He could if he is resentenced. If he's resentenced, then they could just consider the 90 days that he served in jail already. That's it, and probably be on probation for a while. But he doesn't have to be on the sex offender list, and he can get his record expunged as well.
Yeah, in 7 years. So he's 26 now, and he has an expunged record.
No, I don't.
It's better than being on a sex offender list.
Maybe expunged isn't the right word because I don't remember reading about 7 years. It was a much shorter time than that.
Well, I'm assuming they charge him with a felony. I'm assuming it's statutory rape wherever this was in Indiana is a felony. So I mean, a felony.
No, he was charged. No, this happened in Michigan.
Oh, she was from Indiana. She crossed state lines.
He was from
Indiana
and crossed over to Michigan and fucked her in Michigan.
So he picked her up, or did she make her way there? Because if he picked her up, they could hit him with crossing state lines with a minor. Unlawful imprisonment.
He was from Indiana, came to Michigan. She met him somewhere in Michigan.
Okay. All right. To me, it's asinine that this could happen anyways. But I mean, at the same time, what are you going to do? Let me see an ID. Well,
I know, right?
How many fake IDs did we know people? I mean, maybe the people you ran around with didn't have them. Almost everyone I knew had a fake ID.
Have you ever not just accepted the answer of how old somebody is at face value? I mean, honestly, there's no situation where somebody's going to tell you how old they are, and you're like, I do not believe you. I need to see some ID.
Not unless I was working a job where I had to. Like when I worked nights at a speedway.
Right?
I didn't care if you walked in saying you were 25 and you had gray hair. I want to see the ID for a pack of cigarettes.
Like personal relationships.
No, of course not. Of course not. That's why I said. So the standard is, okay, he should have known better. Okay, so he should have known better. All right, so what was he supposed to do? ID her? Now what if she comes out with a fake ID? This don't look like you. All right, turn around, go home. Okay. But that's how often does that happen? We're basically agreeing on the same thing. That's ridiculous to even say, but I guarantee you someone's saying it right now. Well, he should have ID'd her. She's 17. She should have a state ID, something. Well, I mean,
I think if people are going to lie in this situation, the idea of you just got to ID people and watch your own back is a much more attractive idea to me than starting to create laws that govern people. And I understand that you guys are talking about a very specific law that is referring to situations like this one that we're talking about that basically entrap people into performing illegal acts unintentionally. But that is a law that can create a precedent in this country that can easily extrapolate onto many other things.
Yeah, there's a lot of coulds in that sentence, man. Here's the thing. Even if the law was on the books, I don't think it'd be enforced. It's just like there are laws that if you cry rape and it's not rape,
too specific.
You're supposed to be prosecuted. How often are people prosecuted under those laws?
Right.
Slim to none. I mean, that's just
technically that's perjury.
And like I said, perjury is against the law. You can do up to 3 years in a federal prison if you testify.
Right, but the only people that get hit with perjury is when they couldn't get them with anything else.
Exactly.
That's the sentence of last resort, the charge of last resort.
It's like getting they couldn't get Capone on any of his organized crime shit, so they hit him on taxes.
Right.
Yep.
That's what they did. They were like, "Fuck, we're grasping at straws here." So that's all I'm saying. Even if the law was on the books, it wouldn't be enforced most likely most of the time.
Right.
And I don't think, honestly, I'm ascribing to this 14-year-old girl something that I have no idea if she feels this way or not. I really don't think she probably did it with malicious intent. She just was like,
no, I don't think so at all.
I'm going to lie about my age and get some dick.
Look,
I hope she can sleep at night.
No, you've got to shape the law that's already there better. And plus, I don't want to give every slimy 19-year-old dude out there an out for every underage chick that he wants to fuck, because there are 19-year-old predators out there.
Yeah, and there's a lot of 14-year-old girls who are constantly looking for older guys, but we go, oh, they're 14. Well, you know what? Haven't we been pimped with this bullshit all our lives that girls mature faster than boys? I mean, honestly, how many senior females in your high school were dating freshman guys? I'm sure it happened, but it was very, very rare.
Lots.
But how many senior guy? Really? Are you fucking with me? You being sarcastic?
No, I'm in my high school. There are lots of
senior females dating.
Oh no, I thought you
said
guys? Senior males with.
No. That's
There was a few cases, but yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's just I don't know. This goes back to what we were talking about earlier, and I got shot down and whatever. I don't give a fuck. But it's the puritanical standards we put on teenagers and sex that are unrealistic, and it's not cut and dry black and white. But we want to paint the issue as it's cut and dry black and white. And it's just really not. There's especially now with the internet, and you can have full-blown month-long intimate relations, on an emotional level with someone you've never laid eyes on, and then you meet them, and that person could have been lying about everything. I mean, there's a difference between lying about your weight and saying, "Hey, I'm 130 pounds," and you show up and you're 200 pounds, and there's a difference between saying, "I'm 17 and I'm 14." One's going to get someone in trouble with the law. One's going to make someone go, "Well, damn, you don't look nothing like your pictures." I mean,
all right. Well, here's something I could think of to maybe put in perspective. Maybe if I had a few beers and you guys will correct me immediately. All right. Let's say you're an accountant for some rich guy, and you tell him all of his taxes are handled, and really you're just taking the money from him, and he gets arrested for tax evasion. Should not the accountant be held liable?
They are.
For deceiving this person?
That was in the Bernie Madoff case. The last person was sentenced. It was the
accountant's deception caused this person to commit a crime that they did not know about.
Mm-hmm. But under the law, the person that they were representing is responsible.
Yes.
And
really?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you sure about?
If I go to H&R
Block, if you don't pay your
and
taxes, you're going to jail.
Up.
It don't matter if your accountant lied to you or not. They're going, you didn't pay your taxes. We're taking you away. That's, Red Fox, Willie Nelson, Wesley Snipes.
The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know. It's just, to me, it's asinine that you got to ruin the guy's life for this. Okay, yeah, give him his 90 days, give him a couple years probation. I mean, there's extenuating circumstances here. This is not an average case of a 19-year-old trolling for underage ass on the, running through a proxy or whatever, trying to hide the fact. I mean, he thought he was having a legit conversation. I'm sure those conversations could be looked up by his internet provider, used as fucking evidence in court. And okay, look, we get it. You fucked up. Here, you gotta do some time for this though. But we're not going to fuck your life completely for the next 25 years because of this.
Yeah, because when it gets down to it, yes, and he's a 19-year-old guy who had sex with a 14-year-old girl. However, he was deceived. He thought he was not having sex with a 14-year-old girl.
I think you got to get off this deception thing. I mean, because
why? That's like the main fucked up part of this thing.
No, it's not. It's the inflexibility of the current laws that we have on statutory rape. That's the issue.
Good point.
Deception isn't the deception of the girl isn't the issue, because if you start trying to control that, then you're just giving ammo to the sleazy 19-year-olds. Again, back to the guys who are actual predators. Sleazy 19-year-old guys looking to fuck 14-year-old girls. They exist. And now you're going to give them an out where they're going to say, well, she told me. Hey, it's not my fault. You got to prosecute her because she told me she was 17.
Well, that's what kind of bothers me about this, and to use a phrase my dad would use, it sticks in my craw, is that they have, it was an internet conversation, so there's proof that she lied. I guess that's what bothers me about it. They have it in writing.
You keep going back from the general to the specific here, though. I'm talking generally. You try and rule on the specific issue, and here's what's going to happen generally. In this one instance, yeah, they have proof of their conversation. They were communicating online. You can't make a law that says, well, I guess you could if you just want to go, it's illegal to lie about your age online. Because if you just say it's illegal to lie about your age, well, then that can be the defense of every 19-year-old. Hey, she told me. She lied to me. It's not my fault.
If there's digital proof.
But there's not always. That's what I'm saying.
Guess what? He threw a fucking Hail Mary and it got dropped in the end zone.
You are talking about creating a law, though. You're talking about creating a law preventing people from lying about their age. And I'm telling you where it's going to go from there, which is it's going to be used as a defense for the predators. Yes, and
insanity can be used as a defense. And how many times does it work? Hardly ever.
How many times has what worked?
And the insanity defense. How often does that work? Don't what me. Don't.
I don't know.
You don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If we make the law, then every sleazy 19-year-old is going to throw it out there that she was lied to. Well, do you have proof? If you don't have proof, you're talking out your ass. You're throwing this out there, hoping it fucking sticks.
How do you prove?
If you don't have proof, then guess what? You're using a defense that anyone can see through.
A lie is not a concrete thing, though, that we can base laws off of.
I'm going to disagree with you there.
Not in these situations.
All right, I wave the white flag because at this point, I just feel like it's like.
By the way, Jay, you still there?
I think we lost Jay, gentlemen.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he's still on the line, but
yeah.
I'm sitting here looking at his profile pic, but yeah, I think we actually lost Jay for a minute. Well, you know, sometimes his work calls, so. But no, man, fine. I wave the white flag, whatever. I can't wrap my mind around that she's able to do this and, well, whatever, she's going to get away with it. And he's going to have to pay. Not for 90 days and a couple years probation and some really awkward conversations when he's trying to fucking date for the next couple years.
2.5 decades plus.
Years.
Yeah.
Well, I'll bite then. What do you think your punishment should be? If you could have created a law in advance of this situation that you would like to see her prosecuted under, what would the results be? What's her punishment?
What do we do with people that
we threw the guy in jail for 90 days, and now we're possibly looking at putting them on a sex offender list. What's the appropriate response for the female?
If she lied,
maybe we put her on the sex offender list.
There you go.
Really? That it should be a life-destroying choice that she made to lie about her age?
She made it for him. It ended up being that way for him.
Look, I'm gonna get off on some shit.
Hopefully
I know that most likely I'm gonna get fucking shouted down, but I really don't give a shit because I got a problem with most of these laws that apply to quote unquote stat rape and people being under the age of consent.
Well, that's what we're talking about.
My problem is these laws are mostly only enforced when the female is younger, and these laws are implying that if you're a female, we need to protect you. Blah blah blah. This girl is 14. This is not 1930s America where something happens and it takes weeks to get across to you. You have the internet. You grew up with the internet. You know what it is. You've been exposed to shit. You know what you're doing. It's a conscious decision to lie about it. You are not some fucking innocent skipping around in Little House on the Prairie. She made a malicious.
I can't agree.
She knew what she was doing.
It's like manslaughter. I didn't mean to kill him, yet you still did. You gotta maybe she wasn't being malicious. I truly believe she probably wasn't. But you still fucked up. You have to pay. There has to be repercussions for the conscious choice you made to do this. If we can try a 14-year-old for murder, we can definitely, and they're culpable, then we can definitely fucking hold a 14-year-old to, don't give me this babe in the woods routine. You knew what the fuck you were doing.
Rich, I'll even argue against you, even though I agree with you. She knew what she was doing. She knew she was lying.
Yes, she knew she was lying, and she knew what she was doing. She was trying to have sex with him. She did not think that she was going to send him to jail for 90 days and possibly fuck up his whole life.
But I'd say once it gets in front of a judge, it's going to be like, did you do this on purpose? Yes, there should be repercussions for it.
Once it gets in front of a judge in this world where we've already passed a law against lying about your age.
Well, I just, the bottom line is she can go on with her life. She might have to change schools, whatever. And everything's
everything's fine for her.
There's no repercussions towards her for this.
I don't think we're finding any middle ground on this.
The parents of this guy might sue her parents.
There you go. That's what I said in the beginning, that this is a matter that would be handled by the civil court. That's his recourse. You fucked up my life. Now I'm going to fuck up yours.
I would just love to see when he files it. It's not slander. It's not liable. It's true.
And here's the thing: will they proceed
entrapment?
With it?
I think
she's underage. She's 14. Will they proceed with it?
That's what I'm saying. I think he would have to sue her parents.
Oh yeah, right. No,
it couldn't be liable.
They'll take any civil
It'd have to be under something like you weren't making sure your child wasn't doing this, which goes down in another slippery slope. And here's the thing: look,
parental responsibility in situations like this. I think that's acceptable.
Okay. Well,
I'm all for
what your kid's doing.
I'm all for the civil solution because you don't sue the kid, you sue the parents. And if your 14-year-old girl is looking to go hook up with some 19-year-old dude and lying about her age and sneaking off and doing it, I don't know, in some hotel room or something, chances are, not always, but chances are, you weren't there for that child. You didn't raise that child right.
Here's you know what? It just hit me what my problem is with this.
Yeah.
In this particular case alone, is that she's the victim here. No, she's really not.
No.
This was a conscious decision on her part. She's not a victim. Yet the laws are set up to treat her as if she is such.
No, I don't know where you're getting that from. Because it's the boy who's the victim.
He committed a crime.
He committed a crime, yeah.
You can't commit a crime without a victim. She's the victim here, according to the law. That's where my beef really lies. That's not a victim. That's someone who willingly fucking deceives someone to get what she wanted. That's not a victim. A victim is if he fucking was like, hey.
Yeah, a victim is if
I'm going to throw you down and rape 14. You.
Yeah.
No, the idea. Okay, wait a minute. This starts with the idea of making non-consensual sex illegal.
You cannot give consent if you're underage, the age of consent. Bottom line, it is rape in the eyes of the law. You cannot give consent. It doesn't matter how fucking much of an IQ you have.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I don't understand your point. If you're going to argue mine, I don't understand what yours is.
Well, I think
you guys are actually on the same page on that argument.
I'm just going to have to start putting that card in my deck during arguments and just go, I don't understand. Because it seems to just solve everything. That's the only thing I can say is just if you claim I don't get it, then
it's American way, right?
God damn it, Rich! That's not a conversation ender. I'm telling you, I don't understand. I'd like to hear a clarification on your point. If I don't want to talk about it anymore, I just say fucking I don't want to talk about this subject.
I understand, but at this point, we're spinning our wheels. I've tried to explain it 15 different times, and each time you come back with I don't understand. So at this point, I'm not wasting any more of my breath on it. If you don't get it by now, then you don't get it.
I only remember saying it the once.
To disagree.
We're going to completely agree to be disagreeable.
Because I just don't know any other way to put it, man. I mean, you see it as a different issue than I see it as. And, hey, for whatever reason, we see it as different issues. And there's just no agreeing on it. I mean, that's just all there is to it.
That's acceptable.
There's no hard feelings. You go your way, I'll go my way on this issue. And there you go. I mean, I can't explain it any more than I've already explained it. And it just feels like the more I try to explain it, the more I'm going to be beating my head against a brick wall. I feel like I'm being maneuvered around to say something and go, aha, there we go. And it's just like, man, I'm not into that type of gotcha argument. That's just not...
Man, fuck that shit. What are you talking about? We're having a debate here.
Okay, I'm not into that gotcha debating style.
It's not a gotcha. Where's the gotcha in what I'm saying?
Because every time I come up with a point, you plant a bush to beat around and go, I don't understand, re-explain your point.
I said that once, Rich. Don't keep throwing that in my face. I said that once, and that wasn't intended to stop the conversation on it.
We have officially had our first person nod off on the podcast. That is Jason snoring.
Oh, shit. He's right. Oh, shit. Jay diffusing the situation and not even knowing it.
Well, it's time to wrap this one up anyway.
Jay has passed out, gentlemen.
I have, dude. I totally passed out.
Oh, shit. Dude, I am not editing that out.
Oh, you missed a barn burner.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, it's okay.
Well, just in time to help us sign off then.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Will I start snoring on you?
Yeah, that's hilarious. Dude, you couldn't have timed it even. You could not have timed it better even if you planned it.
Well, I had heard it for a minute, and I'm like, no.
I didn't hear
like
it
something like someone's drinking out of a cup, and it just sounds like a snore. But after it was like steady for a minute or two, I'm like, that is a snore. That is a full fucking snore, man.
Oh, guys, man, sorry about that.
Hey, man, no problem. It really did diffuse a situation that was just nonsense because we weren't going to get anywhere with it anymore.
We were going nowhere
I was thinking while all three of us were talking about that, we're back to the last episode. We were like 3 cars revved up.
Yeah.
Just sitting there. We weren't going to go anywhere. We're just, whatever. It's a great point. That's why I like the lineup of the 4 of us, man. We're on the same page, yet we're not. And it makes for interesting podcasts.
Same page, different perspective.
Yes.
Same page, different book sometimes, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
translation.
Hey, what page you on? Yeah, exactly. There we go. We're on different translations of the Bible, but we're just all on the same
Treasure
page.
Island? Well, I'm reading Tom Sawyer.
Hey, what you got? Huck Finn? Well, kind of in the same ballpark. All right.
Yeah, well, I'm reading 50 Shades of Grey.
All right, yeah. I am going to have to freaking call it.
Yeah.
All right.
Pass out. I've been working some hellacious hours, so.
All right. Well, if you tuned in for the geek stuff, sorry.
Fuck you.
Got all serious again. Maybe next week.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, maybe next week. Sorry about that, Aaron.
You are all liar. Good. You are all good.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for following us on Twitter. Thanks for the retweets, the shares. Unregimented starting to get some legs. So if you're listening to this, thank you very much. And we'll catch you on Friday, guys. Thanks.
See you next week.
All right, later, guys.
All right, guys, later.
If you enjoy this show and want more people to know about it, head on over to iTunes, leave a comment, and rate it 5 stars. Make sure you like and share us on Facebook, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Just search for Christopher Media. Thank you in advance for supporting Christopher Media by clicking on the PayPal button and by clicking through to all the sponsors who support ChristopherMedia.net. Most importantly, we would like to take the time to extend an extra special thanks to you. Christopher Media could not exist without your support. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net, and thank you for listening. Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
You might not think that a few simple words could make you crave McDonald's breakfast sandwiches. But if you listen closely to the sound of me saying McGriddles, McMuffin, you might be wrong. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At LL Flooring, we're pros at helping pros find the right floor for even your pickiest clients. So if they want waterproof flooring, but it's got to be sturdy so their dog can jump around without making a mark, and strong enough to handle the broken no cleats in the house rule over and over and over again, all for a great price? That's easy, because we can help clients stay on budget while delivering on quality they want. Why else